channel where I share a love of affordable shopping, beauty, fragrance, and lifestyle content. Today I want to share with you fragrances that I think would be perfect for Halloween, so if you want to see my top picks, please keep watching. So this Halloween, I didn't want to do the typical sweet pumpkin-y fragrances that we wear every day during the fall season. All the body mists that I chose are more on the dark, seductive, and bold side. I think fragrances like that are appropriate for walking around at night on a cool, crisp fall night. So I'm going to start off with the most obvious one first, and that's Bath & Body Works Vampire Blood. This one is probably the safest and most youthful body mist out of all the Halloween fragrances I chose. Its notes are red berries, night blooming jasmine, and plum. If you don't like heavy fragrances, I highly suggest Vampire Blood. To me, this smells like a mixture between Swedish fish and Hawaiian fruit punch. The jasmine is subtle, but it's enough to make Vampire Blood a little more perfumey and less like candy or a sweet drink. This is so fun and youthful that I think anyone can wear it, but I also think it would be appropriate if you have a young daughter that is trick-or-treating or even a teenager for something festive. It's very light, so you might need to spray a lot. There really is something magical about this one. This almost smells like a perfumey cherry pie with a hint of cinnamon. It's slightly woodsy and feminine. This one is also light, so if you're not into bold, heavy fragrances, I think you will like Everlasting Magic. Next up is Black Cherry Merlot. Its fragrance notes are dark cherry, black raspberry, and merlot. This one is a dark, fruity, juicy cherry. Once it dries down, it almost reminds me of cherry coke or a jar of cherries. This one is very sweet, and I was afraid the Merlot would add a sourness to it, but it's not. It's more of a sweet tartness. I think this would be perfect for Halloween because of that dark, bold, juicy cherry. Next, I'm going to be talking about Twilight Woods. Its notes are lush berry, sparkling mandarin, soft mimosa, apricot nectar, and cypress wood. This one is sexy, powdery, and woody. This one is a more complex fragrance because it's slightly fruity, but not fruity in a dominating way. It's well blended, almost to the point where it's mysterious because you can't put your finger on what it is you're smelling, but it's still a very attractive, comforting scent. It's unique and expensive smelling, and I would say this is for anyone who is 18 or older. Next I have Dark Kiss, and I think this is the quintessential Halloween fragrance. Its notes are black raspberry, burgundy rose, bergamot incense, dark vanilla bean, and plum musk. This is a deep, dark fragrance. The bergamot incense and dark plum are the most dominating notes. It's sexy, romantic, and slightly sweet. This smells like such a pretty dark perfume. This is such a head-turner type of fragrance, and I think the incense also gives it a patchouli vibe even though there's no patchouli in the fragrance notes. Again, I would say this is for 18 or older. I feel like this is the only Bath & Body Works body mist I've ever seen that has incense as a fragrance note, and I really think that it elevates this fragrance to be darker, seductive, and sexy. Even though that's kind of a strange fragrance note, it just makes it very unique and special. Next I have Basic Instinct by Victoria's Secret. Its fragrance notes are plum, patchouli, gardenia, rose apricot, and vanilla. I will admit that this isn't my favorite as I'm not a rose or gardenia lover, but if you are, I think you might really like this. This is a spicy rose patchouli, and the plum is subtle, and the floral notes really stand out. The gardenia and rose make me think that this would be a summer or spring scent, but that added patchouli really makes this a bold nighttime scent. If you like florals but still want something heavier and dark for Halloween, you might want to check out Victoria's Basic Instinct. Next I have Love Spell Untamed. Its fragrance notes are apricot nectar and forest pear. This is a fruity, creamy, and smoky scent. This doesn't smell like the original Love Spell. The original is bright and fruity, while this one is less juvenile and more seductive. I remember the first time I smelled this, I sprayed it on my sleeve in Victoria's Secret, and later on when I was home, I couldn't stop smelling how deep, dark, and gorgeous this was. The entire Untamed collection was a little bit smoky, so it added that nighttime fall vibe. I also want to add that I absolutely love the packaging that Victoria's Secret did with the whole Untamed collection. It just looks like a dark, pretty jungle. Next I have Tease Candy Noir, and I thought the packaging and the name of this was just so fitting for Halloween. Its notes are raspberry glaze, night blooming iris, and warm tonka. I'm surprised there isn't patchouli in this because it definitely gives that vibe. This is very sexy, spicy, and almost peppery. This gets compared to Into the Night from Bath and Body Works, and I think it's because they share a raspberry and floral note. They're different, but if you don't have Tease Candy Noir, I think Into the Night is a great affordable alternative. They're both fun, sexy, and appropriate for Halloween. Tease Candy Noir is dark but still feminine and perfect for colder months. Tease Candy Noir is probably my favorite Victoria's Secret wintry perfume. It's still fun and girly, but that spicy, almost peppery fragrance makes this just more sexy and seductive. The last and only perfume I'm going to be talking about is Kim Kardashian's True Reflection. Its fragrance notes are plum, bergamot, chocolate orchid, patchouli, and musk. This is super affordable, and I actually found this at Burlington Coat Factory for about $8. This is heavy on the patchouli, and I don't know what it is about patchouli that reminds me of Halloween, but it does. This fragrance really surprised me. I almost get a black opium type vibe with this, but maybe a lighter version of black opium. This is a deep plum with chocolate and patchouli. When it dries down, I think the chocolate makes this more a cozy, sweet scent, but you still definitely smell that plum and patchouli that makes it cozy but still sexy. I think this is perfect for Halloween because it's a deep, dark, heavy fragrance. Alright you guys, so here are my top picks for Halloween. Again, I wanted to stay away from those typical sweet pumpkin-y girly fragrances and do something just a little bit bold and deeper since Halloween is kind of, just a fun, dark holiday. I think the fragrance that I'm going to be wearing is actually Dark Kiss from Bath and Body Works. To me, that one's just the most unique with that incense, and it's just so romantic and heavy on the plum. Please let me know what you're going to be wearing for Halloween, and if you like this video, please subscribe. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.